What is going on, Giants fans? It is New York Sports up here, and I am back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the NFL Draft, which is tomorrow night. And in this video, I'm going to talk about who I think the New York Giants are going to draft tomorrow, and ask you guys your thoughts on who you think the New York Giants should draft tomorrow. So I'm going to talk about both those things in this video. So let's get right into it. All right. So who are the potential players for the New York Giants to draft? The first guy that comes to mind is Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith won the Heisman last year. He played for Alabama, is one of the best receivers. You would argue the best receiver in this draft. He is very possible to fall to 11. He is he is likely to fall to 11. He is mocked to the Giants in a lot of mock drafts. I think Devonta Smith to the Giants is very possible, and he's a guy I would really want. Devonta Smith is fast. I get he's kind of thin, but he's fast. He's got great abilities as a receiver, and the guy has great hands. He can catch the ball, and he's going to get a lot of touchdowns. He's perfect for Daniel Jones. I would love Devonta Smith in Giants blue. I really would. I would love him to be a Giant. We already have Kenny Golladay. Him and Kenny Golladay on the same team? Are you serious? That would be a ridiculous offense. And if Daniel Jones could if Daniel Jones can play like he did in 2019, this team could be ridiculous. And I think Devonta Smith's a big possibility. In fact, I think Devonta Smith is one of the favorites to go to the Giants. I really do. Joe Judge has came out and said that he really likes Devonta Smith, and he's a guy that he wants the Giants to draft. So that's, Dave Gettleman's going to get advice from the coach, because the coach is the guy who knows the players the most. And he knows the football, and Joe Judge knows the football team better than anyone. He wants Devonta Smith. A lot of other Giants fans want Devonta Smith, because I get Devonta Smith the sexy pick. And the Giants fans are going to want the more flashy kind of player. Is he the right pick? I don't know, because the biggest issue on this Giants team, in my opinion, is the offensive line. And trading up for Penei Sewell, I think is possible. I'm not expecting it to happen, though. I think Penei Sewell is probably going to go to the Bengals, because Joe Burrow needs help desperately on offense. So I think the Bengals probably go out and get Penei Sewell. The Giants could trade up for him, but I don't really see it. I don't really see it happening. I think that's a smokescreen when that came out, when that news broke. I think that's more of a smokescreen. I really don't think the Giants are going to trade up that high for Sewell. I don't think that's going to happen. But if that does happen, I'll be over the moon excited. But I doubt it. I think the New York Giants are going to stay put at 11, and I think Rashaan Slater is another guy that is a favorite to land with the New York Giants in this draft. Rashaan Slater is going to be the best offensive lineman available for the Giants now. He could go a little bit earlier, it's possible, but Penei Sewell is without a doubt the best offensive lineman in this draft, and the teams ahead of us don't really need offensive line as much as other positions. I think Rashaan Slater is a huge possibility for this Giants team, and you know Dave Gettleman. If you know Dave Gettleman, you know he loves offensive linemen. He drafted an offensive lineman last year in Andrew Thomas. The offensive line is the biggest weakness on this team, and the question is, do we improve it in this draft by getting Rashaan Slater? If he's available, do we get Rashaan Slater? I think it's possible. I think it's very possible. And in fact, Rashaan Slater is the guy I think the Giants are going to draft. If I had to pick one guy, if I had to put money on one player, Rashaan Slater would be that guy, because I think Dave Gettleman just loves offensive linemen. And I think Rashaan Slater is going to be he's going to be available at 11, and I think the Giants take him. He is my pick. He's not really the pick I want, but he's the pick that I think the Giants are going to. I think he's the player that the Giants are going to draft at 11. I really do. Because, we got Thomas last year. The offensive line is weak right now. Daniel Jones needs help because the guy fumbles the ball like crazy. I think drafting Rashaan Slater makes a lot of sense for the Giants, and I would be not shocked at all if the Giants draft Slater. And I don't think there'd be any Giants fan that would be surprised if we get Slater. I'd be very happy if we got Slater, but of course he's not really the fun pick, because the fun picks are, like Devonta Smith and Jalen Waddle and Kyle Pitts, all those kind of guys. But Rashaan Slater, I think, makes the most sense for the Giants. But who do I really want? I really like Devonta Smith, man. This guy is just electric on the field. I mean, he is one of the best receivers in this draft. He could end up being better than Jamar Chase, and we could get him a lot later. I think Devonta Smith's a possibility for the Giants, and Joe Judge seems to love him. Him and Kenny Golladay on the same team, and Sterling Shepard, and Darius Slayton. 4 elite receivers, well, I wouldn't say elite, 2 elite receivers, and then 2 receivers that are very solid. This receiving core would be ridiculous. Daniel Jones would have even more weapons, and we're getting Saquon Barkley back next year. this offense would be insane if we get Devonta Smith. Of course, it's not necessarily the safe pick, but Rashaan Slater is the safe pick, of course. But I'd love Devonta Smith on the Giants. He's the pick I really want. What are other possibilities for the Giants? What are guys that, aren't necessarily favorites? Micah Parsons is a guy. Parsons is a linebacker. The Giants need help, on the defense. Not really when it comes to the secondary, but when it comes to the defensive line and the linebackers, I think we need a little bit more help. We have Blake Martinez. He's a good player. You got Leonard Williams. You got you don't have Delvin Tomlinson anymore. You have what's the guy they signed? You have they brought in Shelton. They brought in Odenigbo. And they're probably going to draft defensive linemen, at some point in this draft. But I think Micah Parsons is possible. He's a linebacker. He's a really good player. He's going to pair up with Blake Martinez. I think Micah Parsons is very possible for the Giants. Now, he's not a guy I would put money on, but I think Micah Parsons is a possibility. I'm not naming guys that I want. I'm just naming possibilities for the Giants for them to draft at 11. Who else could be available? Greg Rousseau is another guy. Rousseau is another linebacker. He's from Miami. He's a solid player. I would kind of be upset if we drafted him. He's not really a guy I prefer. Patrick Surtain's another guy. He's a cornerback. He could go to Dallas. It's very possible that Surtain could go to the Cowboys. He's been linked to the Cowboys a lot this offseason. I would not be shocked if he lands there because they need defensive help in the worst way. But Surtain, he's a cornerback. That's a possibility. I know that we have a lot of good cornerbacks. You have Adoree Jackson. You have James Bradbury. You've got other guys. You have Julian Love, all those guys. But, you can never have enough. And Jason McCourty, he met with the Giants, but they never got a deal done. So it doesn't look like the Giants are going to sign him. So, if Surtain's a guy that's available, and, say Slater and Smith are already taken, why not? Improve his secondary. I won't complain. I won't be happy if that happens, but I won't complain if that happens. We also have Logan Ryan, too. So the secondary is already really good. But if you want to make it better, and say, Smith and Slater aren't available, fine. Draft Surtain, is there really anybody else that's like a huge possibility for the Giants? Jalen Phillips is another guy from Miami. He's a solid player that could go to the Giants. I don't think they're going defense. I really don't think they're going defense. I think if they're going to go defense, I think Parsons is going to be the guy they're going to draft. Now, I get he's had some off-the-field issues, but if the Giants are going to if the Giants are going to go defense, Parsons is going to be their guy. He's who they're going to sign. He's who they're going to draft, in my opinion. If they're going to go defense, I think Parsons is the guy they draft. If they're going offense, I think the top two players are Rashaan Slater and Devonta Smith. The guy I want the most is Devonta Smith, but I think Rashaan Slater is the guy I would put money on right now. So, I want to know your thoughts. Who do you guys want the Giants to? If you're a Giants fan, who do you want the Giants to draft tomorrow? I'd love to know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. And what are your thoughts on the video? I'd also love to know your thoughts on, who do you think is the favorite for the Giants? Who do you think Dave Gettleman is going to pick at number 11 tomorrow night? I'd love to know your thoughts on that down in the comments section below. So that is going to do it for this video. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and also hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I upload Yankees, Giants, and Knicks content on the channel. So if you are a fan of those teams, drop a like and hit that notification bell. I really would appreciate it. So that is going to do it for this video, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Giants edition, as the NFL draft is tomorrow night. I don't know the exact time when it starts. I think it might be like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I think it's probably on like NFL Network. You could find on NFL Network. You could find on ESPN. There's going to be a lot of channels where you could find the draft on. I'm not sure where the main channel is, but NFL Network's going to be one channel. You could find it. ESPN, all the sports channels. You'll find the draft. So that is going to do it for this video. Who do you think the Giants are drafting? I'd love to know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. I cannot wait for tomorrow night. And yeah, we'll see who the Giants draft. Peace.